Zach Wilson would be 3 first-round picks or something. Deshaun Watson's same. These are huge hauls. The Niners said they're going to be looking for an upgraded quarterback at every position. I think Matt Ryan qualifies. I think we can all agree that Matt Ryan is a better quarterback than Jimmy G. Matt Ryan wouldn't be as expensive in a trade as those two guys. Maybe you could get him for a first. Maybe you can get him for 2 twos. He's also almost 36. And if the Niners were to get him, he'd basically cost them about the same against the cap as Jimmy. Is it worth it to even kick the tires on Matt Ryan? Who starts this one? Jose?
Yeah, it's worth it if you are inebriated or intoxicated. If that's what you feel, that's the way you can really view it that way. Because hell no, what are you doing? No, don't touch an older. Then you just signed. Kyle Shanahan and Lynch just signed these extensions. Let's get a quarterback that can stay at least a good portion of that time. Because I'm getting tired of all these little plug and play quarterbacks. And then once again, then we're going to be back at the same conversation. Oh, can he develop a quarterback? He needs a guy, and it's like, oh, it's a rinse, wash, repeat. That's all we're going to be at. So no, that's not the person you want. Najee one. He's still better than Garoppolo, true, but he's not like a massive upgrade. He's not going to take you over the top and tip the scales that heavily to like Super Bowl contention and stuff like that. And then, but I'm pretty sure a bunch of us like beating up the 49ers offensive line. You're going to want Matt Ryan statue behind there and getting beat up all day. I mean, shoot, he's probably going to get in a fight with Mike McGlinchey, considering Mike
That's his cousin.
Even better. You get in fights with your cousins. I get in a fight with my cousins all the time. So there you go. So no, stay away.
Okay.
Prohibited.
Fair enough. Nick, same thing? Okay.
Yeah, I'm with Jose on this one. Stay away from Matt Ryan. He's not going to be free. You're going to have to give up something to trade for him. And at that point, Matt Ryan's going to be, 36, 37 years old at the start of next season, 36. If we're looking at a quarterback that's approaching 40, I'd rather personally have Ryan Fitzpatrick and a rookie than Matt Ryan. Ryan Fitzpatrick is more mobile. He's cheaper. I'd rather have him come in for a year, no picks. Okay. Maybe the Dolphins re-sign him, but if you're going after a Ryan Fitzpatrick, you're not going to have to give up as much as Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, he's a much better passer than Jimmy Garoppolo, but I'd prefer to keep Garoppolo just for the sake of him being younger than having to give up draft capital for Ryan.
And you get the beard swagger. Don't forget about the beard swagger.
Giving up draft capital for Ryan is hard to swallow. I agree. What do you think, Mav?
I'm just concerned about his sack numbers. I think he takes a lot of sacks. That the one game I watched the most of Ryan this year was against the Saints, and I think he got sacked like 6 or 7 times.
Yep.
And that's big with this offensive line. I think us on all 49ers SI are on the side of the right side of the line was not good this year. I know a lot of people think it was good in some situations. I think we all thought, at least in past situations, it wasn't great. So that concerns me with Ryan. But once again, I'm not sure how available Ryan would be. I think it's more similar to the Carson Wentz deal. It's a lot of money. It would take a lot to be able to move on from him just because they'd be hurt in the cap situation, even by trading him. I think the Falcons have a lot of dead cap if they trade him this year. And
big time. Yeah, it's true. Big time. Yeah.
Well, the one thing that you get if you go for Ryan is that you get a guy that's durable. It's going to be there. You know, he doesn't miss games, so you know who you're going to have behind there all the time. So that's the positive with him. But you know, giving up anything.
Also, he wouldn't have to learn the system. He knows it already.
Yeah, he knows the system, and you know, I would be. It's an okay move. It's not necessarily the direction that I want to go, but if they were to go in that direction, I wouldn't be angry about it because I think that would help him out in the short term, and it wouldn't be something like any of these other draft trades that we're talking about. They're going to cost him a lot of picks. They should be able to get him for a couple. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he is better than Jimmy G. They say they're not going to move off Jimmy G unless they get an upgrade. He's an upgrade. He has missed 3 games in his career, even though he's a statue. He does a pretty good job he has much better instincts in the pocket than Jimmy G. He protects himself better than Jimmy G. He's just way freaking better than Jimmy G. And even though he's 36, there's a lot of examples of quarterbacks playing to 40. He wouldn't have to spend a year learning the offense. You wouldn't have to worry about, the team taking a step back with a rookie at quarterback. I mean, what are the options next year? Stick with Jimmy G, give the team to a rookie, sign Cam Newton or Ryan Fitzpatrick. Those are all kind of dicey options. At least with Matt Ryan, you feel like he plays 16 games. He'd probably win 10. And only problem is if you do trade picks for him, how do you draft the quarterback who takes over for him in a couple of years? It seems like you can't. Like you'd like to have him and the heir apparent, but you'd only have him. It'd be tough. I'm not really excited. I'm not thrilled about it, but I actually think it's one of the Niners' better options.
I think that's a good point, Grant. He has the highest floor, I guess you could say, where he's probably the safest bet, even looking at Matthew Stafford, because the advantage that Ryan has over Stafford is he is familiar with the offense. So out of all the potential options, Ryan's probably the safest bet, the least attractive by far, in my opinion. I don't want Ryan on the roster. You know, there's definitely more enticing options.
But are the Niners going to take a step back? Are they going to take a step back? He's a rookie. He doesn't know the system. I don't know.
Yeah.
Only because with Jimmy, at least he knows the system. The problem is he plays 8 games a year. That's too harsh.
Only 8 games? I thought it was 6.
It was 6.